Who all likes delicious food? I know I do. Healthy food at that. But sometimes we can eat healthy food that's not only bad for our body, but also bad for our mind. And when you have a corrupt mind, it can corrupt your whole body. Or if you have a healthy mind, it promotes a healthy body. Therefore, we are what we eat. What we feed into our minds will manifest itself clearly in words, emotional expressions, and actions which all started in the mind, whether it is positive or negative. And that is why I say you are what you eat, because what you consume or absorb is what you become, whether it be healthy and beneficial to your mental, emotional, or physical health, or it be a poison that deteriorates you. In order to grasp the significance of this phrase, we'll delve into its roots, which will bear the understanding of the meanings of its fruits. Time to eat. The word eat from Webster's Dictionary on page 428, third collegiate edition, means to absorb, to penetrate and destroy. Absorb means to take up the full attention or energy of, engross, to take in and incorporate. Receive is on page 1120, and it means to take or get something given, offered, etc., etc. Acquire or accept. Also means to encounter, experience. Also, to have inflicted on one, undergo, suffer. To apprehend mentally, get knowledge or information about, learn. And the word learn on page 769 means to get knowledge of or skill in by study, experience, instruction, etc. To come to know how, to fix in the mind, to acquire as a habit or attitude. And the synonym implies a finding out of something without conscious effort, like through TV, friends, environments. Food is on page 525, which means anything that nourishes or stimulates, whatever helps something to keep active, grow, etc. With all the above words and definitions that all have a central correlation in their meanings, I'd like to reflect to the past days of childhood upbringing to adulthood, involving all people and environmental experiences we've encountered through family, friends, neighborhoods, TV, music, school, strangers, police, parties, media, etc. Whether these encounters were positive and moral or negative and immoral experiences, we should be able to get a glimpse into the strong influence these external entities that had a profound impact on our lives, which wrote on the slate of who we are and have become through the knowledge that we have learned through those influences, which some were very subtle, some very consistent, and thus had a penetrating effect deep into our hearts, genes, DNA, which all begins in our minds. Conscious and subconscious. What we have in our minds, through that knowledge of what we've seen, heard, thought, spoken, and hence learned all of these years, has developed into a certain mindset, pattern of thinking, which has become ingrained into our subconscious mind, which in turn sends that information to our conscious mind. So we conduct ourselves in words, thoughts, and actions according to what we are taught, which all starts in the mind. As a person thinks, so a person is, whether it be positive or negative. And the repetition of this same information, experiences, responses to stimuli, etc., has also made its home inside of our hearts too, as our heart has a mind of its own. It contains a complex network of nerves, nerve cells, and receptors for neurotransmitters. The heart communicates directly with the brain via the vagus nerve, which is in a pair of cranial nerves arising in the medulla oblongata and providing parasympathetic innervation to the larynx, heart, etc., to guide and direct the body in addition to pumping blood. So whatever our hearts have been fed all of these years from our minds reveals who we really are through our thoughts, words, and actions. The mind and heart are two different things, but the information, the feelings, the desires, the love, joy, hate, bitterness actually come from the mind, but from the heart, and are ciphered back to the mind because that's where the information is fed and processed. For from the heart proceeds evil thoughts, lusts, murder, envy, etc. Emotions that you feel come from the heart, not just the brain. The brain is sorting out knowledge and placing it here and there and going to the subconscious mind. Did you know that what you go to sleep with that's on your mind can have an effect on you and impose into your dreams too? See, what we've been thinking is fed into our subconscious mind, and that comes back to you, whether the thoughts are moral or immoral, especially negativity, and it keeps building in your genes night after night when you go to sleep with hatred on your mind. Recall a time when you went to bed angry, anxious, irritated, etc., and how it affected your sleep with tossing and turning and bad dreams, etc. An old wise saying goes, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth truly speaks, whether it's morally right or immoral. Thus, our way of communication to others reveals what's in our hearts. Even what we don't say is a form of communication. For example, you may despise a person in your heart, and when that person tries to speak to you, you are reluctantly responsive in a low and negligent tone or rejectful towards that person. Furthermore, the mind, heart, and genes can be restored through the same process that they were altered, but this time with positive, righteous input, data, knowledge, learning into our computer and applying it, which will be the proper nutritious food that we consume that'll renew our whole makeup. That is, the conscious and subconscious mind, heart, and DNA, because we are what we eat. So may it be healthy for the promotion and growth of our well-being. In conclusion, my encouragement is for focal attention on who we truly are on the inside. And if we're not content with our inspection, then let's journey further in our examination as we look with deep awareness into our whole lifestyle through the lens of change, as the lamp of the body is the eye. Therefore, if your eye is righteous, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is evil, your whole body will be full of darkness. We must realize that what we consume and comprehend with the mind's eye is what we become. Whether positive or negative, if we focus our attention to reading and studying moral building material, it'll be the foremost in our thoughts. But if we focus our attention on immorality, it makes our whole life dark, and it darkens and stands between us and learning what morality is. It's filling our minds with unrighteous desires and passions, which darkens our minds from seeing and desiring what is righteous. If we adjust our scope and look for the right things in life, then we'll start to see clearer. May your meal of your mind that you consume every day be that which blesses you. Love, peace, and respect to all of you. Have a wonderful night.